Hey everyone, Blizzard has finally announced a release date for the long-anticipated Classic Burning Crusade Phase 2, and that is coming in September 15th, a bit over 2 weeks from the release of this video. That's great news. If you remember, the first official announcement of Phase 2 was a whopping 1 month ago. On our coverage of that, we speculated that the patch would be coming 4 to 6 weeks from that date. We couldn't be more off even if we tried. But with that initial announcement being so further back, and with the community discovering a bunch of undocumented things on the PTR about Phase 2, and most importantly, with Blizzard saying that some of Phase 2's content will actually be coming out in just 2 days from now, I think it's time to do a recap, talk about the new unveiled news, and let you know the important things you should know in preparation for Phase 2. So without further ado, let's get into it. So, obviously, Blizzard announced that Phase 2 is coming out in September 15th, along with the main event, that being the new raids Serpentshrine, Cavern, and Tempest Keep, which will surprisingly be coming out on a Wednesday globally. More on that in a moment. But also the launch of Arena Season 2 and the Shatari, Skyguard, and Ogrilla reputations. But the other big surprise that came with this announcement is that actually, Phase 2's new systems are actually releasing way sooner than that. 2 days from the moment of posting this video actually, on August 31st. Indeed, in their blue post, Blizzard announced that patch 252 will come out on August 31st, along with the guild banks, the looking for group tool, and the arena standings update. So it's as if Blizzard is actually releasing all of Phase 2 systems, so what's under the hood, earlier, but leaving the actual content, which is Season 2 and the new raids, for the actual announced date of September 15th. Well, this raises a question. If Phase 2 systems are coming out on August 31st, does this mean we also get the Swift Druid flight form then too? What about the engineering goggles that were discovered on the PTR, or the new arrows, or the PvP faction gear? Well, as of now, there's really no way to tell. Blizzard did say specifically that the Ogrilla and Shatari Skyguard quests are coming on September 15, and since the Swift flight form is locked behind a quest, it's possible that that quest will also be released then. As for the other things I mentioned, we're just not sure, but the patch is coming in just 2 days, so you guys can test these things very soon anyways. So that's for the big news. September 15th release, guild banks, LFG tool, and arena gear discount on August 31st. As for the other undocumented things, we're just not sure. But speaking of undocumented things, let's actually go through them, because there is a ton of content that was discovered on the PTR that Blizzard never mentioned. We're gonna go through these in quickfire mode just to recap and so you know what to expect, since we already made a video about these things. So with Phase 2 obviously comes the Druid Swift flight form. Finally, Druids get to farm herbs and veins without being forced to stick to a speed of 60%. You get to unlock the Swift flight form by doing a long quest line which starts at an NPC in Moonglade, and has you go all around the world until you get to kill Anzu, the bonus boss in Setek Hall's Heroic. And incidentally, this means that his mount is also added to the game. Good luck on getting that. But what we discovered on the PTR also is the engineering goggles. Super simple, you just go to your engineering trainer and you'll get to train these with no prerequisites. Keep in mind you can only learn 1 or 2 types of goggles, the ones that are relevant to your class. And some of them are a bit more expensive to make than others, but you definitely want to have these if you're an engineer, because these goggles are simply best in slot until Black Temple, and maybe even until Sunwell for some classes. Min-maxers may also want to consider going engineering just to craft these, but this is on a class per class basis. Then with Phase 2 also comes the PvP faction gear. If you watched our unexpected things discovered on the PTR video, we actually said that these weren't on the PTR yet, surprisingly. Well, shortly after the video was released, they actually added them with a small twist. Instead of requiring Honored with the factions like they originally did, they actually require Revered. So it's a bit more annoying to get these, but other than that, they're the exact same. And this is some awesome starter PvP gear to have, and maybe even quite decent for some classes in PvE. So check it out for yourself or your alts on the vendors. One thing we didn't mention on that video was the new types of arrows and bullets, Adamantite Stingers and Adamantite Shells. Those were also discovered on the PTR despite being added with patch 2.3 in original TBC. These are created by engineers, and the recipe for the arrows drops from the Sun Fury Bowman, and the ones for the bullets is sold by an NPC in Shatrat in limited quantities. This is the new BIS type of arrows and bullets for hunters. And warriors, obviously. And yeah, it's coming with phase 2 instead of phase 4, surprisingly enough. So those are the undocumented things that are coming with phase 2. Pretty much all of these things were unexpected because they were added at a later point in original TBC. Again, we don't know for certain if all these things are coming on August 31st or on September 15th, but you can easily try that for yourself very soon anyways, if not even right away depending on when you're watching this video. Alright, moving on to what you can do to prepare for phase 2. Again, this is something we talked about on our phase 2 preparation guide video, which you can watch for more in-depth detail, but we're gonna go over some of these things we mentioned there here, and talk about one additional thing that we didn't talk about there that was announced today. So, the first and most important thing probably to do to prepare for phase 2 is to get attuned to the new raids. Look, at this point, Blizzard didn't even mention specifically that the attunements will be a requirement to zone into the new raids. It may be crazy for me to say this, but maybe we won't even have to get attuned for SSC and TK. Who knows? But just to be safe, get this done now. It's a long quest chain that starts in Shadowmoon Valley and has you basically clear all the content in phase 1, including killing Nightbane, Gruul, and McTheridan, and clearing a bunch of heroic dungeons. And it's very likely you'll need to do all of that to do SSC and TK, at least during phase 2, so do get it done. We've done a whole video talking about it in detail, which you can check. The next thing to do to prepare for phase 2 is to spend your arena points, if you have any to spend, unlike me. But once Arena Season 1 ends, which is very soon by the way, on September 7, all your arena points will be converted to honor points. So you really need to spend your arena points ASAP before you lose them. And that's where it gets complicated, because you actually shouldn't spend them right away. You should spend them when the Season 1 gear goes on discount, on August 31st. So you should spend your arena points between August 31st and September 7th. 1 week to do so. But the Arena Season 1 gear is very powerful to start phase 2 with, either for PvP or for PvE, so do get it while you can. Then the next thing to do is to buy the reagents for your crafted gear that comes in phase 2. A very easy way to know what you need to buy is to search for Nether Vortex on Wowhead and look for the items that use it as a reagent. This will show like 80% of the gear coming in phase 2. It's not all of it though. There's the engineering goggles, for example, that are coming too and that are also BIS. But this will give you a baseline to know what to buy now before the prices of these reagents skyrocket in the next couple weeks. Next up, small thing to do to prepare for phase 2 is to make yourself your own personal guild. That's because guild banks are coming, and those are one of the best and cheapest way to store a ton of items. At least it's always been my favorite way. There's only so much a normal bank can hold, and bank alts aren't that convenient. Remember, you'll need 9 other different players to sign your charter to make a guild. But once you do that, you can buy your guild bank tab and enjoy 98 additional inventory spaces for super cheap. Then, we talked about this earlier, but phase 2 is actually coming on a Wednesday, as per Blizzard's announcement. Wednesdays are typically a European reset day, so this is an EU-friendly day to raid in. So make sure to prepare with your guild to raid on a Wednesday if you're on NA, because that's probably gonna be an unusual day for you to raid in. And finally, if you're gonna be raiding, there's certain bosses which you need resistance gear on, in certain cases. For example, if you're a warlock, you may be asked to tank Leothras and SSC, so get yourself some fire resistance gear in advance. As a tank, you'll need a mix of nature and frost resistance gear for Hydros, and everyone should get themselves the arcane resistance trinket from the quest in Karazhan to face Solarian. But there's more resistance gear out there that you may need, so look for what's out there on Wowhead and buy what you can now to be prepared. Okay, that was everything you should know and everything you should prepare for Phase 2. But the other massive news that came in with this blue post is obviously the official announcement of fresh Classic WoW servers. This is a massive news for a lot of people, because this means Blizzard may actually do Classic Vanilla servers again with a clean slate and avoid any mistakes they've done during the 1.5 to 2 years of Classic WoW. That being said, we have absolutely no details whatsoever about this. For all we know, Blizzard might reintroduce Classic WoW the exact same way it was, with the super long spell batching and no Chrono Boon Displacer to save world buffs. But I think it's safe to say that if we're getting fresh servers for Classic, they will obviously apply the things that they learned from the previous 2 years and give us an even better product than what we had, and with the hashtag some changes philosophy applied to it. Asmongold, for example, posted on Twitter his infamous long wish list of changes he wants to see. Not sure I agree with all the things here, but I definitely agree with the fact that hashtag no changes was not the right way to do it. Well, at least maybe it was, but there's no way realistically that Blizzard could have done it 100% the same way. So I think re-releasing Classic WoW for modern players in mind is the way to go. But what would you guys want to see for Classic Fresh? Would you want to see the world buffs kept or completely removed? Do you want guild banks or an arena system, for example? Let us know in the comments. But with that, this was everything you should know to be ready for Phase 2 and for Classic Fresh eventually. It's been a very long time since their original announcement 1 month ago, and Phase 2 couldn't be coming any sooner. We've been going through a huge content drought with just Kara, Mag and Gruul in the game, but thankfully it's just about to change. We'll be doing way more Phase 2 content on this channel now that the date was announced, so make sure to subscribe to not miss it. With that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, remember to give it a like and subscribe to the Classic WoW Curios channel for more content like this. I will see you guys in the next one very soon. Bye for now.